What's up? What's going on? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Let's get down to the situation. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated. I appreciate all you guys coming through. You know, I think I was on a phone call. I don't even know if you guys heard my conversation because I went live while I was on the phone. Lord, I'm telling you, I ain't feeling right. I ain't feeling good. I ain't lying. You know what I mean? Because I never will hit the live button and be on a phone call. But in any event, it is what it is. You know, I just have to edit it out. Lord have mercy. Yes, so there's a lot going on, you know. I'm trying to be the peacemaker, the peacekeeper. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? What's going on? Did you guys enjoy the reunion? Hey, what's up, Pamela? How you doing? What's up, CC? What's going on? What's up, Pamela? What's up, Linda? What's up, CC? Robin Walker, you up early. Brown Sugar Baby 504, child. I know I is late. And I is sorry. I apologize. The reunion was whack. That's what Chris Maxwell had to say. Okay. What's up, Chris Maxwell? How you doing? How you feeling? So let's get down to the situation. So, you know, Shereé is sitting up there in the front row. She's sitting up there in the front seat. So is Marlo, and they are happy about it, baby. But so far, for the first part of the reunion, sitting up in that front seat, baby, I wouldn't want to be sitting in that seat if I was Shereé, but Shereé handled it the best way that she could. And baby, when it comes to Andy, he don't call the girl out and everything about her she by Shereé. And, you know, when it's supposed to be out, how it was supposed to be out, was you embarrassed, this and that? And also, why would you tell me that, you know, you're working on it, but you're putting it on hold because you got to take care of the kids? Your kids come first and foremost. And then also just watching Shereé talk about how she don't pay her bills, and Kenya Moore has to explain to Shereé, how do you pay your bills, girl? And Shereé's basically not really confirming that Martell is her boyfriend, but you know, he's her boo thing. He's her every now and then thing. He's the dude that be sitting outside of her house, you know, going live on Instagram after his show. You know what I mean? And he don't have no connection or whatever the case may be. But Shereé was really on the hot seat, and it really gave, you know, it gave me a bad taste in my mouth that she don't pay her bills. Like, it's whatever, you know, people do what they got to do to get by, but you know, she just basically said that she's not satisfied with the service, you ain't getting paid. Okay, then she tried to throw Marlo under the bus, and Marlo was like, girl, I was only joking when I said I was only gonna pay half of my dress, because Marlo did not pay the full amount for her dress already. And Marlo said that she was just trying to throw a joke and try to be funny and say that people were gonna come for her like they come for Shereé, that she don't pay her bills. So, you know, Miss Shereé done threw Marlo under the bus, and Kandi and Marlo get into it, baby. Yes, they do get into it. Marlo is calling out Kandi, saying you don't help nobody, you don't produce no shows, the same shit we've been hearing, the same shit that been going on, everything is the same thing. And you know, so you got that whole situation, and Kandi was like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, for real, you gonna go there, you gonna do me like that? I call my agent to get jobs for you. So Candy's basically saying, she calls her agent, Marlo, where is your agent? Do you have one, child, or do you not have one? So I'm just like, okay. So, you know, and Marlo was like, I didn't know. So we're going to get down to all this situation. And we got Drew Sidora and Sonia going back and forth. Drew going back and forth, you know, when it comes to Shereé. So we got some things going on. And in any event, how y'all doing? Put it in a contract. Yes, that's what Shereé said. Put it in a contract. But then Kenya Moore said, I'm going to put on this hat, and this is Counsel Moore. If the contract doesn't say you're not satisfied, that means you got to pay them, girl. You got to give them their money, sweetheart. You know, what you do, Miss Shereé, is basically pay for the service and never use them again. So in any event, and then if you wanted to know if Marlo gave Shereé any money for her birthday, or just Shereé had to pay that $11,000 or that $10,000, you know, when she went over there shopping, Marlo said she ain't no pimp. That's what Marlo said. And Kenya basically jumped in and said, girl, you talk about fashion, you talk about you got money, you talk about this, you gonna tell me you can't spend no bands, you can't purchase nothing, you can't buy no fashions? I was like, Lord have mercy. It is going down. But we also see another side of Marlo, which we see a side that is very sad and very dark, and it kind of explains her whole behavior, because she never had a place to really rest her head. Marlo really never had a place to stay, and she still ain't good with her mama right now. You know, her mama went back to doing what her mama be doing and things of that nature, the drugs, the alcohol, not being around the kids, not seeing the grandkids, you know, not seeing the kids at all. Her mother had a bad life, her grandmother was a bad mother, you know what I mean? They didn't know how to be parents, and then therefore that's why you see Marlo treating her nephews the way that she treated them, you know. But you know, when it comes to Marlo and her nephews, if her nephews had nowhere else to go, you know what I mean, Marlo's the best choice out of the whole family if you know, listen to what Marlo had to say about how they grew up and how they was raised. So Marlo might not be the best, she might not really know how to do anything, you know, show love and be supportive and be that good parent, and not try to throw shade and not be mean spirited and say things and you better appreciate me, because you know, she didn't have that. She just knows how to be ragged with the mouth. And so it explains a whole lot about Marlo. But Kenya Moore is not buying the situation. Kenya Moore's not buying it. Andy asked Kenya Moore, did you know, was your expectation of Marlo being a housewife, did she, you know, where did she go with it? She was like, well, it's not what I expected. You know, she was cool, this and that. Then all of a sudden she just came to be, you know, vitriol, and the way that she acted and the way that she shaded and stuff like that. So, you know, Kenya Moore said she, you know, she ain't buying it, she ain't going with it. But Kenya Moore is more savvy. You know, she had more love, and she had her mother and things of that nature. When it comes to Marlo, she had nobody. So Marlo, please sell some of them bags, please sell some of them shoes, please sell some of the stuff that you already got that you ain't using, and get yourself in counseling 4 days a week. Get some therapy, because girl, this is why you don't have friendship. This is why you don't value nobody, because you know, nobody ever valued her. But in any event, at your age, your big old grown age, you know, you have to work on these things, especially when money is not the issue. It's just you showing up and actually getting the counseling. And you know, if you want to continue on Housewives and things of that nature, you know, you got to polish yourself and deal with some of these issues. And you know, it was a sob story, it was a sad story, it was just like, damn. So it explains who she is today and why she doesn't keep friends and why she'll throw them under the bus, and then at the same time don't understand why they don't want to be bothered with her anymore. But in any event, let's get down to the situation. So Shereé, she is happy, she is thrilled, and that she was sitting next to Andy. I was like, Lord, yes she was, she definitely was. She was like, oh, I'm sitting next to you. And this is the first time that Shereé has sat next to Andy since, you know, she been on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And Marlo came out. Marlo said, where am I sitting, where am I sitting? And Angie said, next to me, child. So in any event, you know, Marlo was like, I'm just happy that I'm sitting next to you, Angie. And you know, basically that was to throw shade at the rest of the girls, the OGs that are not sitting next to Andy. Her first time being a housewife, and she's sitting right next to Andy. So she kind of threw a little shade and a little shot at that situation. So what y'all think? And then, you know, Shereé was just walking and she was like, I'm sitting next to you. Go, Shereé, you numb paying mother sucker. Like, Lord. Marlo's like, I'm sitting next to you. Yep, girl, you sitting next to, you know, you sitting next to Andy. And, you know, Andy asked Kenya Moore, you know, is it all good? You know, basically asking Kenya Moore about the moment. How's the moment for you? And, you know, and Kenya Moore said the moment is good for me today. And she basically says, you know, it feels perfect. You know, it's my renaissance today. I might even pop out with a new song. Okay, I'm feeling it tonight. So, you know, she does the nice thing. She's not worried about who's sitting in what chair and whatever the case may be. She's not worried. She's just sitting there. She's letting the other girls eat. She's letting the other girls make sure they secure a peach. And the word on the street is everybody's going to secure a peach, allegedly. But in any event, somebody might be dropped down to a friend, but we'll get into that another day. So Marlo's just gleaning. I guess, Andy, I'm next to you. And, you know, Kandi, basically, she is, you know, she is what, worldwide, like, yes, worldwide, throwing that little shade. And then Andy said to her in the beginning of the reunion while she was getting dressed. Worldwide, bitch, you worldwide. I was like, we use the word be and blase in the third, but Andy, come on, you be doing too much. We know you was giving her props, but at the same time, you just felt like, oh, I hate to call her a bitch. Like, Lord, like, it doesn't suit you, okay? It don't look good when you do it, all right? You're just not it to do it. And Drew, she's happy to be there, and basically she has no bones because she done already threw her bones, okay? And Sonia is just thankful that she is there, child. She's thankful that she's there, y'all. Okay, Cece. All right. Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What's going on? What's up, Linda? What's up, Major? How you doing? What's up, Rose? Marlo needs therapy. If a person attacks you in a dark alley and they go to court and their defense is they had a rough childhood, does not give them the right to attack you. No, it doesn't. But you might be able to have a plea deal and go see a psychiatrist or a psychologist, to basically help you with, how you may have felt and how you may interpreted the situation in a dark alley. You already know. But in any event, what's up, Major? What's going on? What's up, Pamela? No, she did not give any reason. Marlo's full of crap. Cece, Marlo's full of... Kenya saw through Marlo. But what a sad story like that. Like, that's a real sad story. Like, yes, Andy, stop. For real, for real. Like, him using the word be. Like, bitch, we worldwide. Like, oh, my God. I almost threw up. What's up, Lakeisha? How you doing? Well, she's by Shereé needs a new designer. What's up, April Morgan? What's going on? What's going on, LSW? How you doing, April? Marlo is lying. She's making the story up because that girl been sleeping with men all this time and getting paid. Oh, God. Yo, I ain't even dragging tonight because I'm sick. You know what I mean? She by Shereé needs to stop faking it. Lord, Shereé. Poor Shereé. Shereé, like, I would be scared to do business with the child. And then if you go to her website, this is part of her website. Like, Lord, this is not even a website. This is all the clothes that you can buy on her website. And tank tops and hoodies. Look at this. At least she used the same model that she used on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So she might have played that girl, that young lady, just basically saying... So this is Shereé's, stuff. I don't know if you want to call it unique. They're already saying that she's she's buying bulk and then putting having her name stitched on the shit. I don't know if that's true. That's allegedly. Let's put this down in there. Because it's allegedly, y'all. This is a disclaimer. Entertainment purposes only. That's what they're saying about your girl stuff. Like, Lord. And then the designer that did the fashion show at She by Shereé fashion show, he was basically saying that he was out there. He put $2,500 or $2,600 of his money in the situation to basically, they got no outfits on here. This is not like This is not like a site where you shop for clothes. When you go shop for clothes on sites, you go to sweaters, you go to shirts, you go to pants, you go to full outfits, you go to all this other stuff. This is not that site. What you see is what the mother F you gonna get. And I didn't even check out the sizes. But, it's like I told you before, guys. She's selling like phone covers, notepads, cups and shit. We want clothes, girl. We want clothes. So, So the person he was stitching up and sewing up clothes, while she was having a fashion show on the show and everything. And he said he didn't get paid. He put his own money in. He was working 48, 90, 100 hours a week to get everything done. And he was stitching, and sewing right there. And then she got the prices up here. She got her son Cairo. He's modeling her clothes, baby. Yep. And she got the... So this is... does the sandals come with the outfit, Shereé? We get the shoes too? This is under joggers. Then you got notebooks, stickers, and fitness. Lord. Well, she tried. You know what I mean? She tried. She's doing her best, but she gave us the real answer when she said that she's too busy. So basically, She by Shereé is what? A storyline. And you know what? She didn't even have to come up with nothing new. Shereé didn't even have to come up with nothing new. And she set her ass right there next to Andy. Andy is nothing but a fraud. I can't. The boy probably did give Shereé money years ago. It seems to be true. You know he did. Anybody that gave her money gave her money. Apollo and Phaedra, Portia coming back. Oh, baby. Ooh, we will be seeing. We will be here watching. We'll see. We see Miss. You know, it was no. You know, coincidence that Apollo was on the show. He was at the fashion show. Whoever pays Shereé $120 for those shirts are crazy. They must think she's selling Chanel. You already know. Yes, Andy is a fraud. She dropped the ball. Poor thing. Yes, Rose. She dropped the ball. Sometimes shit just happen where you just can't get it together. You know what I mean? I don't know what's going on. You know, she had the stage set up for her to make it, baby. And all she had to do when she found out that she was going to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta was start stitching stuff together, create something. You know what I mean? But the guy said that he created all the designs. He created everything. Like, she was like, duh. That's what he was saying out here on Instagram and shit like that. So he was out here exposing Shereé's delusional. Linda, I will be waiting for that. Linda, me too. I'll be waiting too. She keeps saying she's taking care of her kids. Like, you know, them kids are damn sure grown. What's up, darling? Good evening, Mary. Feel better. Hey, Peep Squad. Early morning. Wake up. Good night. Aw. So sorry, darling. I was just so late because of, you know, shit going on. Nobody wins when the family's feuding. You know what I mean? Why would I pay Shereé for them clothes when Shereé will not pay anyone who made them? Lord Major. Okay. She tried it. There's even, you know, we could go to the website and everything. But in any event, so, you know, we have this whole situation. So, you know, we at the reunion. It's on and popping. Shereé's happy. Marlo's happy. You know, they are thrilled that they are sitting next to Andy and everything. Okay. You know, they own the world right now when it comes to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much, Darlene Wilkins. I appreciate that. Thank you for the sticker. Appreciate that. Much love. And so we start off with the bone collector situation. Okay, we get into this situation where they ask Shereé, did you come to reclaim your throne to become the bone collector, baby? Or did the bone collector get claimed, you know, by Miss Forehead Sonia? Did she come to, ooh, Lord, that picture crazy. I remember cracking on this picture. But in any event, so, you know, they showed what Sonia did, and Sonia, whatever you want to call her. And Sonia, you know, they're asking Sonia, you know, it was said that, you know, Shereé said that you were, you know, bone collector in training. And Miss Sonia basically said that she don't want, she's good, she don't want it. Shereé said, you did a good job, girl. And she was like, oh, that's a lot coming from you, but she don't want to be the bone collector. And you know, and she is a bone collector. She was running, everybody was running their mouth, so it is what it is. They was running off at the mouth. And then it was surprising to see that Kandi basically was saying, oh, she thinks that Juice should be the bone collector. I was like, okay, Kandi showing a little bit support. This is the second time we done seen Kandi show some support to Juice. I mean, like, the second time I can remember, okay? Y'all probably remember more times, but she was like, I think Juice should be the bone collector. Juice should have some type of title, because Drew be out here scrapping, you know. The reunion is kind of difficult for Drew because Drew needs to get maybe 3 lines out. You know, if she hits one time and don't hit, she needs the second time. And sometimes the third time hit, sometimes the fourth time hit. But at the reunion, you don't get that many shots, you know, to throw your shots or whatever. So in any event, you got that whole situation. And Sonia doesn't want to be the bone collector. What she want to be? Who title, whose spot you trying to take, Sonia? Where you want to be at? Okay, she want to be somewhere. She thinks she's clever. Okay, and she's really not. And then Drew was asked the question, Drew, did you bring any bones? You know, somebody, one of the viewers asked the question, Drew, did you bring any bones? You want to be the new bone collector. You just want to be respected, y'all. And you know what? It was like crazy, you know, when it comes to Drew, like when they started off, you know, the reunion, Drew Sidora was on the phone with her, you know, with her therapist. This is what you need to be doing, Marlo. This is how you need to learn. Instead of throwing shots at Drew and thinking Drew don't know nothing. You know, Drew knew that this was going to be a stressful situation. She getting her makeup done, and she's talking to her therapist, and the therapist is saying Drew is doing a good job, basically asking for that respect from her husband and not walking on her tippy toes and being afraid of basically, confronting her husband for his behavior and the way that he treats her and things of that nature. She probably knew the reunion was going to be difficult. People was going to rag on her. So she got some therapy before she went out there. So, you know, things might work out for Drew. Okay. So, you know, Marlo, get it next in line with the therapy. Okay. She says she is, but really do it, Marlo. For real, for real. Like, come on. Because, you know, you're still going to get dragged. Especially if you don't get the therapy, that's going to be a problem. But in any event, you know, so Drew said, you know, that she didn't bring any bones and she ain't trying to be the new bone collector. Only thing she did, she gave Shereé her bones that she left. Okay? And Drew is basically saying she left them bones for Shereé little chihuahua. She is talking about Fatum. She's calling out Fatum. She's calling Fatum, you know, Shereé, you know, doing Shereé's dirty work. And then Shereé was called out by a viewer basically saying, girl, you brought Fatum on here to do dirty work, do your dirty work and everything else like that. So do you guys think that Shereé used Fatum, Fatima, whatever her name is, child, used her, you know, to basically get at Drew because Drew was coming at Shereé for not paying her bills, and coming to find out Shereé omitted and said she don't pay her bills and she don't like it, she ain't satisfied, she ain't giving you no goddamn money, she ain't giving you nothing, she ain't giving you no money, she ain't giving you no stacks, she ain't giving you no racks, she gonna take the bill, the envelope, and throw it in the damn trash, she gonna put it in the shredder, she might burn it outside in a barbecue pit or the fire pit. Shereé ain't paying, okay? And Drew was like, she didn't get paid either. Okay, Drew didn't get her money, but yet Shereé spending $11,000 at Marlo's house, $10,000 at Marlo's house. Like, what's going on in that situation? So you already know it's some shade, it's some lies as usual that is going on, and that's just the situation. Just definitely lies going on over here. So, you know, Shereé and Drew, they go back and forth in the situation, and basically Shereé's looking at her like, girl, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? And so then it was brought up to Drew that basically she went and told Kandi what Kenya said about how Kenya did not like them sex toys. So they're saying, what are you talking about that you're not a bone collector? You know, everybody was collecting bones and telling them at one point in time on the show. It is what it is. And then Shereé turned around and said that was the question that Andy was asking Drew. Basically, like, you know, you was a bone collector when you went back and told Kandi what Kenya said about the sex toys, that she did not like it. And so then that's when, you know, Drew couldn't even answer the question because Shereé was like, oh, you couldn't handle Fatum. You know what I mean? Basically saying, girl, you could not handle her. Point blank, period. Because Drew was accusing Shereé of using Fatum to comfort her. Which do you guys think she did? Excuse me. Marlo's good, love her. Yeah, Shereé came with the same storyline, child. You could believe it's just like 20 years, 14 years later, just like the Ray J and the Kim Kardashian shit still going on. Like, damn. So in any event, we got this whole situation going on And so they going back and forth, and Shereé's like, you couldn't handle her, and Drew said, I handle her. I sent her on her way to go play, okay, to go play with her treats. I was like, oh no. And Shereé was like, no, you did not at all. You ran from Fatum. So basically, Shereé saying you ran from her, and then she ran from Fatum and things of that nature. And basically, Drew said it seems like you just wanted Fatum to do your dirty work, so so you can have clean hands, girl. Shereé said no. And, Shereé said, no, that's not the case, because Shereé was asked a question, too. Like, did she use Fatum to basically come there and, do Drew Sidora in, because Fatum knew the information and the info on, Drew Sidora and, Ralph. It's allegedly, whatever the case. And so Shereé said, no, I did not use that information and anything of that nature. Like, she didn't do it. Like, no, I didn't know. Then she goes, I didn't know that Fatum was going to even use that in the argument that she had with Drew Sidora, because I would have not used that at all, because I don't think Ralph is gay. So basically, when it comes to Shereé, she threw a little shot in there, basically, clowning, saying that her friend was wrong, and her friend shouldn't have did that with that information, because Shereé is trying to have clean hands, and in the situation, that's for sure, she is, and she's saying that she wouldn't even do that, she wouldn't even stoop that low, because she don't even believe it, because she don't think Ralph is gay. So basically, she got a chance to throw in that Ralph is gay again, because nobody want to hear about their husband being gay, and Drew Sidora was upset that's why she threw the dog bone. That's why she was coming for Fatum. Fatum was going through Drew Sidora's pocketbook and everything, and Shereé trying to act like she had no idea that Fatum, knew anything about Drew Sidora and her husband being gay. She didn't know that you knew about it. Then you bring her on the show, but she goes, I didn't. So you knew that there was a possibility that she was going to use that information if she got into it with Drew, especially when Drew brought it up that you don't pay your bills, and that's what Anthony told you. Okay, so she's sitting up here fabricating and telling lies. Okay, she knew it, and Fatum and her was going to tag team or double team Drew. Okay, because Shereé already said that she been wearing tacky ass wigs, and she damn sure ain't wearing Portia wigs. Okay. So in any event, Shereé said she just threw the gayness in there. She wanted to. That was a shot that she got that in there, trying to be respectful and clean her hands and wash them up and put lotion on them and act like, she didn't do nothing, but she threw that shot. And Drew Sidora said, I don't believe it. And I mean, what you don't believe? Everyone was like, what you don't believe? Basically trying to piggy off of what Shereé said. What, you don't believe that he's not gay? Because that was the last word that Shereé said. I don't believe he's gay. And then Drew said, I don't believe that. And they try to insinuate, that she don't believe that Drew is gay. Basically trying to say that she had a Freudian slip, or, you know how it is with Drew. Drew is just easy. She's easy for the pickings. It's just what it is. And especially that she can't come with 2 or 3 lines. She kind of stumbled a little bit. And so, Shereé said, I'll call Anthony right now. I'll call him right now. Andy was like, no, we ain't gonna call him. What you mean we ain't gonna call him, Andy? Andy, you could have made it interesting and call Anthony, because Anthony's been a talk of the town. He hasn't even been on the damn show. We only seen him once or twice, and then he disappeared from sight. But in any event, Andy said, no, we ain't gonna call homeboy. We ain't gonna call Anthony. Then Drew jumped in and said, he called me every day. Drew, so he called you every day. You talk to him every day. Drew, you need to watch who's in your circle, baby. Shereé could be lying. Anthony and all this other stuff. Anybody that's interfering with your job, unless he's being good help to you. But we'll see how the situation is. I don't know why you're still talking to him. Well, I guess if Shereé's still talking to him, Drew's gonna still talk to him. So it is what it is. Watch the company that you keep around you. For real. So, so you got that whole situation. I was like, okay. So what y'all think? You think Shereé set up You think Shereé shut up Drew and Anthony was in the middle and Anthony was going back and forth with information so his name could be on the show? Because Drew couldn't be too happy with him because she didn't show him no more on the show after like the beginning episodes and he just disappeared, okay? So she must have been feeling a certain type of way, okay? And Shereé, Shereé don't care what he said, that she don't pay her bills, because he said that point blank period. We heard him say that about Shereé. We did not hear Anthony say anything about, Juice husband Ralph being gay at all on camera. That's important when it's on camera, y'all. So in any event, what y'all think? What y'all think? What's up, Miss T? Andy stay protecting Shereé this season. Yep, but he put her in that hot seat. And that hot seat wasn't cool because it basically exposed that Shereé ain't never planned to really do anything with She by Shereé. Okay? Yeah, that Shereé stuff is so much. She forgets her lies. Lord have mercy. I mean, it's a crazy situation. Ralph and them tight pants when you said that. I know Ralph got them tight pants on. What's up? Drew was talking about Shereé saying that they reaching. Oh, baby, reaching all the way to the stores. Yes, Kenya said that about, Kim Phil's husband. Yeah, I remember that. And a lot of people still say that about Kim Phil's husband. He's just really different. Even when she's on Instagram with him, people still call him out. It's a crazy situation. Once that rumor's put on you on TV, sometimes it just sticks. Huge liar who lies so much she cannot remember them. She can't remember her lies. She forgot everything that she said, about Kandi. Like girl, come on. Like girl, come on. Like girl, come on. Like girl, come on. Like, she was like, I don't know what you talking about. Like, I don't know what you saying, girl. I was like, damn, Shereé. Like, come on. Like, she was really like, thank God they got cameras and shit and rewind and play a clip. Because Shereé will have you believing that Kandi sat up there and lied on the girl. Lied on the child. So we get to this situation where, we get to Marlo. And they was asked the question where, Marlo, was you upset that Shereé told Kenya you said that she used to drive Lisa Ray Range Rover? And Marlo said, nope, that's what I heard. Marlo said, nope, that's what I heard, child. Anything that I heard, I'm going to put it out here and I don't care. She got that face frown because she knows she lost in that situation. But she going to act like it's all good, like, ain't nothing happening. And Kenya Moore just jumped in with the receipts. Basically said Lisa Ray recently did an interview and she said, no, Kenya Moore did not drive, her Range Rover, but she can drive any car that she want to drive. So Kenya basically said, checkmate, and very quiet. So Kenya's letting the girls eat. She's letting the girls breathe. She let Marlo shine. She's letting everybody shine. She's not cutting nobody off. She's letting them talk. She ain't getting into the situation. She's letting them earn that dollar, baby. Marlo and Shereé were willing and able if it embarrassed them as human beings. Andy knew he can count on them. For real. And so Marlo was like, whatever. So it was checkmate right there. It was definitely checkmate with that situation. And so moving on from that, I was just like, okay, so here we go, baby. Here we go. And so when Juice-Adora, now we got Juice-Adora and we got Sonia. And Andy asked them, somebody asked them a question. How do you feel watching Kenya stir the pot and cause arguments and overstep the boundaries and the lines? And Kenya said, hold up, wait a minute, mister. Hold up, wait a minute, Mr. Messy. Wait a minute. Because, I don't think nobody be sending them questions. I want to meet a person that's sending them questions and they read it. This is all coming from the staff. Kenya said, hold on, wait a minute. Stop for a second. Check it out. She goes, I was not trying to stir the pot. I was not trying to cause any arguments. What I would, they needed to know what was being said and shit. We need to know what is being said. You know what I mean? Especially when it comes to the situation where Juicidora told Kenya Moore that she feels like Sonya don't have her own mind and her own brain and she's a follower. Yes, because, you know, at the end, you know, of the show, Sonya was definitely following, you know, Marlo around, especially at the fashion show. Marlo had 2 chairs sitting down. Kandi hopped her big ass in one chair. Marlo hopped her tall big ass in one chair, and Sonya was coming up with a chair on top of her head. And then Marlo said, "Girl, you are learning from the best." And I remember, you know, when you go to cookouts and everything, and when your family tell you, you know, fix some to-go plates and you got the plates all wrapped up and your family say you did a good job, like you do what you're supposed to do, or when you cleaning up the countertops and the table, taking the trash out, and when you like a child. So that's what Marlo was basically insinuating when it came to Sonya, like, girl, you in training, so Drew wasn't wrong, you are a follower, but basically now you don't think you gotta follow. Now she thinks she hot shit. Now she thinks she fire. Now she thinks she it. She thinks she it, you know, scratched out Drew. And who's next? She already showed you that she gonna come for the rest of the girls. She came for Shereé. Shereé was supposed to be on her team. You know what I mean? Right now, she don't want to cross it with Marlo because Marlo's helping her. You know what I mean? She done already crossed out Drew. Who's next? She gonna cross out Kandi? If Kandi's there next season, she gonna cross you out, girl? Because she uninvited Shereé, and she said her, Shereé, and Marlo's supposed to be the 3 musketeers in Jamaica. But as soon as she felt like, oh, you ain't signing with me, you ain't rolling with me like that, then I'ma cut you and disinvite you to my event, and then I'ma lie about it, and then I'ma act like I lost my phone, and then my husband is gonna cause a distraction and, you know, intimidate Kenya Moore and the ladies at the table so they won't come for my lying ass. Okay, so tell me where she getting that from. That ain't nothing but Shereé and Marlo. Okay, baby, or she already had it in her. Okay. I'm like, Lord. So, you know, yep, she fixed to go plate, eat your own food. Yep. Drew gloves, girl. You know, I don't know what Drew got on. I don't know why she got them gloves on. Kim and Kristen, and that's why she is acting reserved, you know. Okay. Fix them. Yeah, there's no comparison between Kenya and Marlo. Kim was fake. Kenya came for people who came for her. That's CC. Andy is shady and his looks. Yes, Norris Tony. Yes, yes. What about Drew and Sonya? Are they compared? Drew and Sonya. Well, there's a lot, Robin Walker, that has to do with Drew Marlo not having a mother and going from one foster home to the next foster home, and everybody kicking you out and shit like that. You know, especially as a child at 10 years old. Like, as a kid, you have your home, you have a place, you have a room, your bedroom, where you able to grow, you pick up personalities, you being taught things, you being nurtured, and you don't have that. Basically, you're fighting for a place to stay with people you don't even know, people you wasn't even brought up into this world with, and then they let you go. Excuse me. It explains a lot, but the problem is she's too grown not to have gotten help. That's the problem. That's the problem with that whole situation. And sometimes you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and sometimes people are stuck in their ways and they won't change when they get to a certain age, you know. So we'll see if it actually happens, if it's actually possible. What's up, Monique Hill? How you doing? What's going on? Hey, Tia, what's going on? How you doing? And yeah, he didn't step up, and he looked tired too. He was just hoping that they start arguing in that fight, and he was just tired. He had that tired old man look on his face. He had that look. He just had that look like, you know, he just had that old man look. And so, excuse me. So in any event, getting down back to the situation, so we have, Drew Sidora and Sonya. They're about to go back and forth, and so in any event, Drew responded to the question is basically, how does she feel watching Kenya Moore go back and tell Sonya what she said? 1 second. So to go back, how does she feel about Kenya going back and telling Sonya, what Drew said about Sonya being a follower? And basically, Drew Sidora said, I didn't feel no type of way. I still feel that way. It is still that. I'm still sticking to my story and my plan. Then Drew said, we can all agree, she's a great runner. I was like, Lord. So Drew went there and said, we can all agree that she is a great runner. Oh, the disrespect that Drew threw right there at Sonya. I was like, We can all agree. And I was definitely shady. And then Sonya, she popped back into the situation and she goes, basically all the things that I have completed in my lifetime, and me and you both been on this earth at the same amount, about the same amount of time, and you have only accomplished mediocrity at its best. So Sonya, she did come back and she read Drew, basically saying Drew ain't go nowhere in her life, saying that she didn't really accomplish nothing. So Sonya really threw shade, baby. But that shade would have been fierce if you didn't have on that ugly ass dress. But she did shade Drew right there and then. It was like, whoop, oh, you kid. She got her right there and then. I was like, damn, she did get her. But in any event, Drew's comfortable. You trying to be where Drew's at, because Drew's on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and you come lap dogging right behind her, baby. And you already been on a reality TV show, so this ain't your first time being on reality TV, Sonya. Okay, but in any event, she's throwing shots. Yes, she definitely threw that shot. She threw that shot heavy. She threw that shot hard. And moving on from that situation, Andy asked Shereé about, her fashions and how did she feel, when people was coming at her, basically saying, when she was questioned about She by Shereé, when is it going to come out? She said summer, winter, fall, spring. I just threw winter in there, baby. And then also Andy said that, what did you feel like when people said it's like the CDC, Blase ain't a third. And then that's when Shereé tells us that, she was caught off guard. She really wasn't embarrassed. So Shereé done told you that she ain't even embarrassed. Like, she didn't even feel no type of way. But on the show, at the fashion show, she said that she feels embarrassed because people saying, where's She by Shereé? Where's She by Shereé? But here on the stage, Shereé's basically telling us that she ain't embarrassed. She was caught off guard when Auntie asked her that question because she wasn't really thinking about it because she was too busy worrying about her kids. And then Auntie said, if you was worrying about your kids, girl, then why did you tell me that you was going to have some stuff? Why didn't you say that you putting it on hold? Why didn't you say that your kids are coming first? You had me thinking that you're going to be putting shit up out here on the street for us, and you didn't. And so he was like basically looking at her. So even though Shereé's sitting up at the front seat next to Andy, she's catching all the shade on the first episode, the first reunion part 1. And and because Shereé was like, it's not really my priority, I put it on the back burners. And he was like, why didn't you say that? Why didn't you say you wasn't working on it? Like, and then Kenya Moore jumped in and tried to be nice and tried to say the girl, and Kenya Moore jumped in and basically was like, we want you to win, Shereé. We want you to win just like you won with your home. Like, we always want you to win. And so, try to throw that in there. And, Shereé's like, she's on a hot seat. She's on a hot spot, baby. And Kenya Moore told Shereé to show cleavage, okay? In the beginning of the, reunion when they was basically getting ready. And so Andy threw that shade at her like that. And Shereé says, Shereé was asked the question, like, all the ladies really supported you and the ladies was there for you, especially Marlo. Did Marlo even pay part of that bill for you? Did she help you out with that bill? And Shereé said no. Said no. And that's when Kenya threw her shade and was like, girl, Marlo, you need to spend some money. You need to spend some money, child. So you have that whole situation. You know, that was shade thrown. And Andy, you know, then Andy basically, he's giving, you know, Marlo, you know, props because someone asked the question, you know, to Marlo about, like, do you really have Fendi president on speed dial? Marlo, do you really have him on speed dial? And then, you know, Marlo was like, well, Andy can answer that question for you because he knows. And Andy was like, oh yeah, she did, because, you know, I was hanging off of Marlo's coattails when Marlo brought the president of Fendi to watch What Happens Live, and Marlo said, didn't, you know, she sent a gift to such and such, I guess to Andy's daughter or whatever the case is. And Andy was like, yeah, so Andy's finding somebody coattail he wants to ride, because, you know, he was riding NeNe Leakes coattail. So president of Fendi, Andy was like, I was riding off them coattails. I was like, Lord. Andy is a mess. He let you know when he thirsty, baby. He definitely lets you know when he thirsty. This season was okay. Yeah, it was okay. CC. Shereé throwing dungeon parties, allegedly. I heard it's a rumor on the blog somewhere. Lord, everything is allegedly entertainment purposes only over here, baby. Word on the street is the website is up today. It's not, babe. It's up today, but ain't nothing on there, girl. We already went through some of it, but, you know, she just has, like, you know, a few items. You don't have, like, you don't have a lot to choose from. You probably have maybe 6 items to choose from, and then the rest is all phone, cups, mugs, and books, and covers, and things of that nature. But, you know, she's gonna get it out here, baby. Robin Walker, Tyrone, I will get paid for Shereé's home. I believe it. So you think Tyrone paid for some money for that home, Robin Walker? Marlo is a brown noser. Lord CC. Andy is pathetic. Oh Lord. Y'all are dragging. I can't, like, my head hurts and everything. I can't really drag tonight. I'm trying. But that shit is funny. Andy is pathetic. I know you meant it when you wrote it. I know you did. Because I felt he was pathetic when he said it. Tyrone broke with Shereé. Yup. Tia. We saw Tyrone and that mother freaking, oh my God, he looked so bad. Tyrone looked awful, y'all. Tyrone looked terrible when he came to Shereé's, you know, fashion show the first day. He just looked like he really did just get out, baby. He looked like he just left the shelter. I don't mean to make fun, but I'm just saying that's what he looked like. You know what I mean? And he just got out of jail. He was locked down for a lot of years. So he wasn't going to be looking like that, but he got the attitude like he's still pimping, baby. Like he's still that ish. And Shereé saying that he's terrible in bed. Do you like women, or Shereé is dry, or Shereé too wet? Like, what's going on? Like Shereé said, it was disgusting. Shereé, you lying about his sex. He should have been doing it when he got out. Should have been able to please you and last long. Bravo needs Carlos King to host the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Atomic. I don't think they need him. I just think they need somebody different. Somebody that is going to give it to us. And they're not afraid to say what they need to say. Yeah, he gained that weight. She was charging one time at the Pride. I knew somebody was going to bring that up, Taylor. She was charging at one time, yes, at Pride, she was charging $5 for a picture with your own phone. It wasn't like she was going to sign a picture or nothing. You take a phone with your picture. I think that was the case. And a lot of the bloggers, they came on here and they read Shereé down for filth, for charging. Because a lot of the people there at Pride were, you know, struggling. And she was trying to get money, so Shereé's a true hustler. Sonia. Oh, yes, that she does. I know. Sonia was like, why, you know, I invited you to my event. If I was trying to clout chase, I wouldn't invite her. She only had 544,000 followers. Like, girl, way more than you. Tyrone was trying to get his money to you. Yeah. Yes, I do. Carlos King is not a friend with Andy Cohen. Yeah, I meant it. She says, hell yeah, I meant it. Carlos is not a friend with Kandi Orta. Kandi, we are not friends. Yes, Kandi said that. Monique Hill, look at that dress. She looks like she want to do a lap in the studio. Lord. They say she's copying Monique Samuels. Yeah, he did. He found out she ain't got no money, baby. That's allegedly. Lord have mercy. So in any event, let me get back over here. I'll come back. So, so in any event, so we got this situation. Where we at, child? Where we at, child? Where we at? So we are at the part where, I don't know. Oh, the Fendi president. So we got that whole situation. And, Andy was clout chasing. He was feeling good. He was feeling like Monte, okay? And, the question is asked to Kandi. Kandi, why you be throwing shade at people, Kandi? Why you be, using things that are not on camera, that people that don't know about behind the scenes to get up on here on YouTube and throw shade at people? So Kandi was being called out by somebody that allegedly asked the question. Yes, them people was asking the question was the people in the studio, child. So in any event, they got Kandi sitting there and because basically, no, this is not the part. Well, Kandi, you've been throwing shade at Shereé's brand, so we got that part. Kandi was asked, why are you throwing shade at Shereé's brand? And Kandi said, I'm not throwing shade at Shereé. She goes, I support Shereé. I support She by Shereé, but she was throwing shade at me, so I end up throwing shade at her. And basically, Kandi was on her YouTube channel, basically clowning Shereé. Where's Shereé? Where's She by Shereé? Where is it? Shereé ain't Shereé. Kandi was sitting over there on her channel, just talking about your girl, talking about Shereé, she ain't Shereéing. I don't know where is that. And then Shereé said, when did I throw shade at you? Now Shereé is delusional. She's lost. She realized that she was like, I never threw any shade at you. And Kandi said, you and Marlo talking about me, basically saying I don't be helping nobody. And when they was talking about that, Kandi, Marlo said that Kandi be effing everybody. She be giving it away. She's a freak, nasty whore and things of that nature. And Shereé said, yep, Shereé was agreeing on with everything. And Marlo was like, Shereé don't know how to help people. I mean, Marlo was like, Kandi don't know how to help people, and she don't have it in her heart. Shereé was like, yup. she don't have it in her, and she don't see it for her. And then Marlo, I was like, Lord. She said she don't see it for herself. So Candy's basically saying, I was rooting for you, Shereé. I was rooting for you, Shereé. And then you turn around and you dissing me like this. And Shereé is like, And also Kandi done went on Shamia's The Radio Show and basically pointed out that Shereé relationship with Martell possibly could be fake, because Martell was faking a fake relationship with a publicity stunt with one of her close friends that was a stripper that was on WeTV, Lyric or whatever the case may be. So yes, Kandi has been throwing shade at Shereé. Okay, she didn't have to answer that question, but she answered that question honestly, because she felt like Shereé been throwing shade at her. Shereé and Kandi don't really like each other, like that, but they're quick to throw each other under the bus and throw shade, point blank, period. So what y'all think about that situation? I was like, Lord have mercy. It is going down in this situation. So, So Kandi was basically saying she threw me under the bus, and Shereé sitting there like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do anything. Shereé said basically everyone, people be sending her information. People be sending her stuff. And, every other day she's getting information that Kandi's talking about her on her YouTube channel. And Shereé saying that she's always talking about her. She's getting clips. People are sending her stuff. And she said, I get it. I know why you talk about me every week. I know I am good clickbait. And Kandi said, what you think I need you for clickbait? Shereé said, you use me every week, honey. I have not said nothing about you. And Andy said, girl, yes you did, Shereé. Andy was like, what's wrong with you, Shereé? Shereé, you can't remember? Shereé, you can't remember? Shereé was like, what? Shereé was acting all innocent. Shereé was acting like the person when your purse is gone or you missing money out your purse will be helping you look all over the house, go search the car, go look in the backyard, ask you to trace your steps. Shereé is like that, y'all. Shereé is a mess. Let me help you look for it, knowing it's in her pocket. Knowing it's in her pocket, baby. Knowing it's in her pocket. Andy told him himself Shereé gave him that sweatsuit because he didn't mention anything about it at the reunion. Oh, Lord. Tyrone thought he was going to have a sugar mama like Todd, but he found out Shereé was broke and don't pay bills. Allegedly, Tyrone needs Shereé to buy him a suit. Oh, Lord have mercy. Look at that dress. Y'all are too funny. Tia, what is going on with Carlos King and Todd's show, the Encore? We need a season 2 renewal. They ain't working together. Hey, Hickerson, I don't even know. What's up, Peep Squad? Love yourself. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Hickerson. I appreciate that. Robin Walker, Andy needs to step aside. Tyrone should have given Shereé all his money. Besides, he needs some clothes ASAP. Lord, Tia, Shereé talks that sex was not good. Hopefully, he don't talk about her in the bed. Tyrone broke up with her. Okay. Monique Hill. Even though I don't like her, but Kenya can dress. Look, she can dress, that's for sure, Monique. Excuse me. That's because Shereé got all his money. And remember, he said he went back to prison because of Shereé. He said he can go back to prison because of Shereé. I believe he said that. He's out right now. He's free. He done had the monitor bracelet taken off, and so he got more leisure, and that's why he was out in Atlanta. Excuse me. Sonya just trying to keep the canned peach. Lord. Sonya just trying to keep the canned peach. Y'all are too funny. Candy mama needs a peach. Kids are off limits. Stop it. Canned peach. Kids exposed, plastic surgery, no shade. Ace is cute and Blaze looks like Todd's mom. They are precious. Kids are off limits. All the kids on the show are precious. Lord, I don't even know what went on. So in any event, getting back to the situation, so we get to, Kandi and Shereé, they going back and forth, and Shereé's like, you've been using me for clickbait, blase ain't a third. Kandi said, you've been talking about me. Shereé said, no, I haven't. And then boom, bada bing, they pick up the situation where Shereé was talking about, Kandi. She was alluding that, Todd might be cheating, and Kandi needs to keep an eye out on Todd when they was getting dressed in New York and getting their makeup done, and she was talking to Marlo. And then also she said, why is Kandi upset about sucking D and the eggplant in the locker room? She's been sucking D everywhere. And basically, why is she so surprised? Why is she so shocked? Why is she feeling a certain type of way? And she also said, oh, well, worldwide, Broadway. Well, Broadway is in New York because, Kandi was telling Marlo that she was worldwide at the table, and then Shereé got in her confession was saying, on Broadway, okay. So she was definitely throwing shade. So yes, she was throwing shade, and she's not trying to admit that she was throwing shade, or she forget, or she smoke a whole lot of trees, because Shereé, you was definitely throwing shade right here and right there, and you was questioning whether Kandi was worldwide, and and she is worldwide. And any event, Kandi was throwing shade too, because Shereé turned around and said, well, Kandi, every time she turned around, she was talking about me more, because she kept bringing up me and Tyrone. She kept bringing us up. In any event, Kandi was bringing up the situation. She did come for, Tyrone. But the other ladies are saying, no, she came for Tyrone. And Shereé feels like Kandi came from her. When Kandi said, well, Tyrone ain't showing up because he would have to explain to the woman that he's living with where he going. And he would have to give her an excuse. And the woman that he's at her house, she's the one that giving him some nook, some something, some good, some 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 ooh. You know what I mean? So Kandi's basically saying he's staying with the woman that's giving him some coochie, because Shereé was basically saying that she is celibate. Okay, she's celibate right now. She ain't sleeping with the man no more. So basically, when it comes down to the situation, they were throwing shade. So they were both throwing shade. Yes, and Kandi was throwing the shade too as well. Okay, and Kandi said, if you come for me, I'm gonna come for you. So it is what it is. So you have that whole situation. And then Shereé, Shereé was asked, why she keep coming for Juicidora and drop it with Drew when it took her almost 14 years, when it took her 14 years to get she by Shereé, out. And you can't, and I don't know if I still can't buy it. And Chateau Shereé took her 14 years. So why is she giving Drew a hard time? Okay. And Shereé said, I represent fashion. I am fashion. And what I represent is what's on my back. And Drew does not represent fitness. Okay. So Shereé threw all the shade tree over there on Drew, saying Drew does not represent, she represents fashion. And even though she's not wearing She by Shereé most of the time, she's wearing other name brand clothes, and she spent $11,000, but she can't pay Juicidora, $800, $600, $700, even $1,000. Okay, but in any event, she probably called her credit card and said, these charges are fraudulent. Get these charges. These clothes had a hole in it. Okay. I don't know if she would do that, because Marlo would be really pissed at her. And it seems like Marlo's in charge of Shereé and Sonia. So in any event, when it gets down to that situation, and you said, well, my whole drop it with Drew was about my wellness, about my surgery. I have no uterus no more. So damn, Drew can't even have any more kids. And then this man is writing a book about her firstborn. So hopefully it's a good book, y'all. So in any event, Shereé was like, you had a mommy makeover too. Shereé was like, don't even try to come at me that you had your uterus taken out, blah, blah, blah. You had a mommy makeover too, so girl, fall back. I was like, damn, Shereé is hardcore. Shereé's hardcore. And then Drew said we all had some work done. And Shereé said she got her breast done, and Kenya said she got a lift, okay? And so then Drew said, all of us have got something done. And, Kenya and Shereé basically playing with their breasts, saying like, hey, listen, we got these done. And then Drew said, you got your butt done. And Shereé said, bitch, you crazy. Shereé said, this is all natural, squats and not shots. I was like, damn, Shereé, you gonna read the girl like that? Shereé said, I had my boobs done, honey. You had your whole body done. I was like, damn, Shereé, why are you reading her? Drew set herself up for that situation. The Drew said, I had 3 kids and I got 1 breast sagging. And, basically I went and I got, my body done. And Drew was like, and Drew said, and this is the moment that I think that Drew was actually sincere in the situation, when Drew actually said that, she wished the ladies would have support her, and she wished they were there for her, because a lot of questions was like, oh, Shereé, Marlo supported you. The girls supported you, Shereé. And Drew said, I just wish the girls would have supported me, because I'm new to this. You know what I mean? So, it felt like she was being honest about that situation where she did want support. But I just think that ladies don't know how to support Drew, because they don't know when she's telling the truth, when she's not, or when she's acting. Or, they're not feeling her like that, because they don't know when she's going to snap on them and cuss them out. I think she knows how to teeter the line more than she did on her first season. But in any event, Drew said, I just wish that y'all would support me. Like you said, that you struggle to get your business done, Shereé. I wish I had some support. And then Shereé said, Shereé talking, and then Shereé was asked a question where, Shereé, it took you so long, to get your house done. It took you so long with your fashions and things of that nature. Why does it take you so long to do each and every project that you're trying to do? Why is there always a delay? Do you pay your bills? I was like, Lord, Andy done action. See, Andy was asking these shady questions. Shereé said, greatness takes time, and I don't rush for anyone. I was like, Lord, she said, greatness takes time. I don't rush for anyone. excuse me, when we hear on the street, girl, that you can't even draw a design, you can't even sketch a design, you don't even know what it looks like. So basically she got to find somebody that she can have, sketch and do the things for her, because she's not able to do them herself. But in any event, she says greatness take time, y'all. And and then Andy says, and she has her kids, and then Andy says to Shereé, but girl, she said she got her kids, she got her family to think about it. And Andy was like, girl, your kids are grown, child. And Shereé said, well, they wasn't grown 14 years ago. And Drew said, you don't pay your bills because of your kids? And Shereé said, I pay everyone that needs to be paid. And Andy just looking at Shereé like, what? She says, yes, I pay people that need to be paid. Andy said, do you get do you get a bill, and do you pay that bill? And she says, it depends on what it is. I was like, Lord, Shereé. Shereé said, it depends on what it is if I'm going to pay a child. She said, it depends on what it is. Shereé's a true hustler. She's a true stick-up order. She's a true robber. Lord have mercy. She's going by the old school ways, real old school ways, where they always find something wrong with the situation. And she's saying, and so Marlo said, and so then that's when Shereé said, you pick and choose what you're going to pay for. Like, all of us have on gowns. And Marlo basically said that she wasn't going to pay for her gown. She wasn't going to pay the other half because she didn't like her gown. Then Marlo jumped in and said, girl, don't be using me as an example. Marlo was like, girl, I was just joking. I was just making fun because, people are going to, think I'm you if I don't pay my bills, and basically drag me up and down the internet. So was Marlo going to pay her bill, y'all? Or Shereé snitched on Marlo not paying her bill? So Marlo, did you pay for the dress, Marlo? Because Shereé saying that you did not pay for the dress, child. That you was not going to try to pay for the dress. Marlo said that she pays all her bills. She pays everybody, okay? So this Shereé throw Marlo under the bus. Yep, Shereé's house is in her mother's name. That's true. Just like Destiny, child. Say, can you pay your bills? I see why Shereé may not pay her bills. Lord. Yes, Lakeisha. Yes, they do. Facts. So, excuse me, I had to cough a little bit, child. I had to mute the mic. So, in any event, so we got that whole situation. So, Shereé said it depends. It depends on whether she would pay. Kenya's basically trying to tell Shereé, you're going to need to pay your bills, girl. You got to pay your bills. If you don't like the material, if you don't like the clothes, if you don't like this, you never use them again, but you got to pay your bills. And then Shereé said, what if there's a contract? And Kenya Moore said, if there's a contract, if that contract says if you're not satisfied, you don't have to pay the bill, that's the only way. But just because you're not satisfied, that does not mean that gives you, the leisure and the credit to not, pay them because you don't like it, because they done worked on it, okay? Lord, Shereé's just sitting there looking like she crazy. She's acting the shit. Shereé don't see not one thing wrong. If she can charge $5 for a picture on your cell phone when, celebrities are loving to give pictures. So you already know that she ain't paying. Allegedly, she ain't paying, because that's what she's saying to us, that she ain't paying. So ain't nobody gonna write no contract with Shereé, and Shereé talking about, if I'm not satisfied, girl. Like, what's going on in that situation? Like, way too much. And so then we get to the part where Kandi is basically, she's being questioned. And this situation about Kandi having backhand information. Kandi having information that is off camera. And somebody basically sent a question into Andy to ask Andy, what about, to ask Kandi this question: why do Kandi use off-camera information to throw people under the bus, such as Phaedra Parks, baby, and also Dennis McKinley when it comes to the tattoo, and also Marlo, and also, how Shereé actually paid, for her house. So in any event, basically thought like she got Marlo a job, or all the information that Kandi done said about Marlo that we were not privy to about giving her show or helping her. So basically Kandi is being called out by, one of the viewers of the show or somebody that works at the network, okay? And so in any event, Kandi said, this so Kandi was basically on her YouTube channel. Basically, she said, how does Shereé pay for all that house? How did she pay that for that house? Where did that money come? What is she doing? Did she get some money from Tyrone? Is she using some of Tyrone money? Did she have some of Tyrone money stacked up somewhere? Because where's all this money coming from? You already know Kandi done asked the question about Marlo, where her money coming from. Okay, how's she doing it? She was messing with that billionaire 10, 15 years ago, and she's still driving these cars. How did Marlo afford all these expensive clothes that she's renting out for people to wear? Kandi's worried about where the money coming from, because she's the house. She's the golden bank, okay? So she's worried about what's going on. And Kandi said, well, if someone throws me under the bus, I'm coming with what I know. And Marlo said, I got a call from Todd, and he wanted to meet with me because he wanted to discuss a show idea one day. And Kandi said, no, Marlo, no, you came to me. You came to me. And you came to me because you were on the show, and then you wasn't getting any airtime or any camera time, and you haven't been on the show for a while. So you came to me and asked us what we can do for you. And Marlo said, that is not the case. Why would I come to you, Kandi? You do not produce any shows. Andy jumped in and said, Kandi do produce shows, okay? And then Kandi said, he did not come to you. I had already talked to you. And so basically Kandi said that she had already talked to Marlo, because Marlo came to her and was like, what can I do? What can I do next? Kenya jumped in and said, yeah, she did ask you. She did say to you, what do I do next? And then Kandi, she came and she said, Kandi said that she came because, she was trying to help Marlo and put Marlo on her show and this of that nature. And Marlo was basically saying, no, y'all guys came to me. Todd came to me. Todd helped me. Todd is the one that did this. Y'all came to me with the idea, basically. And Marlo saying, Kandi, I don't know what's your problem, because every time you turn around, you keep bringing up that you got a show for me. You got a show for me. And, just because I did not want to sign that contract, because that contract did not benefit me. And the thing about it is like, if she was asked to be on Real Housewives of Atlanta, if they called her back and then she went over there to WeTV or whatever the case may be, she might not be able to film for Real Housewives of Atlanta, and she was going to get more money from Real Housewives of Atlanta. But if she probably would have built the show, maybe he would have went somewhere, she would have got a bigger budget. But in any event, Marlo says that whatever contract that Kandi brought to her, she was not signing it, and she just wants to know that why Kandi can't get over it. And Kandi said, girl, I've been trying to help you, and I have helped you. And so we have that whole situation, and they going toe to toe. They going back, they're going back and forth in the situation. And Kandi was pissed, and Marlo was like, yeah, she's always bringing up my name and talking about me just because of this. And Kandi was like, what are you talking about, girl? I even called my agent to get you a job to help you out. And Marlo was like, well, I didn't know that. And so Kandi's using her agent to get Marlo a job. That's what Kandi said, child. What y'all think about that situation? Lord have mercy. Yes, Andy never comes to Kenya's defense, and Kandi did not either this year. You already know. Todd told Kandi she isn't cute enough for a bonnet on TV. So Todd probably said that about Kandi. Lord have mercy. Andy doesn't like Kenya, and Kenya knows it. Kandi went ham on Marlo. Yes, she did. Her. Yes, Cece, she better be listening to mother. Yes. Kandi needs to mind her business. Marlo and Shereé got Kandi all in their pockets. I know. Bravo to Bravo, the production team, Lord. How would the random person writing it knowing all these specific questions? Lord. And so, so Marlo was like, why would I come to you, Kandi? You don't produce no shows. Kandi said, you did come to me. Marlo said, no, I did not come to you. And so you got them going back and forth. And Marlo said, I got emails. And, Andy once again said he don't want no proof. I guess after Monique Binders, he don't want nobody calling nobody. Because you had, Shereé basically saying that she can call Anthony. Now you got Marlo basically saying that she can use the emails because that's not what the email said. So Marlo said, and they came to her and was begging her, okay? Like, Lord. And so Marlo said the contract didn't make sense. And Kandi said, and then Kandi said, you know what? I'm just tired. I'm just tired. Kandi is really tired of the situation. Kandi basically saying that, I'm getting annoyed and I'm getting tired of you, girl, because you get on this platform in front of millions of people and say that I don't help nobody and I didn't help you. And Kandi basically is calling Marlo a liar. You are a liar, and once again, you are a liar. I do help people, and I did try to help you. Marlo said you do not produce shows. Kandi said I helped her get a show. Then Kandi said times when I would have to call my agent to help Marlo out to get a job, and Marlo said, well, you never got me a job. I never knew that. Then Kandi said, it's annoying when a person tried to help you multiple times and they will get up on a platform and say, I never helped them. And Marlo said, I did not know. Andy said she does produce shows. Marlo said, give me 3 things you done help me with. I was like, Lord, and that's it. Andy cut it off because, Kandi wasn't able to give the 3 things, but Kandi was pissed off. She was annoyed and she was tired of Marlo. And Marlo basically saying, you wanted me to sign a contract, was going to kick me out in the streets, was going to leave me barefoot and no money and no shoes and no clothes. Okay. And you were trying to cut me up out of this show. That's what Marlo's basically trying to say. And the contract wasn't legit for her. And Kandi said, you came to me and you was begging for help because you wasn't being on the show. Then you going to turn around and slander me? Okay. Marlo said, yes, baby. Yes, child. Then they moved on to Shereé. Shereé and her abstinence situation. Shereé not sleeping with him. And she said the sex was so bad, so she just stopped sleeping with him. Okay. So Shereé didn't want no more Tyrone, y'all. She didn't want no more Tyrone at all. And, basically she said it really wasn't about looks. They was asking her about her new boo. What's going on with her new boo? The new guy that she's messing with. Shereé said, don't get it twisted. We're just dating. I'm having fun. And Blase ain't the third. I don't care about looks. And then Kenya Moore turned around and said, yes, she don't care about looks because look at Bob. I was like, Lord. Oh, that was so shady. Look at Bob. Look at Bob. And so, Andy just looks so tired. Lord have mercy. He just looks so tired. So, you have that whole situation. And yes, Kandi was yelling. And Kandi was yelling and screaming. Andy was happy with that situation. Shereé sitting here telling us lies about Tyrone. And, it keeps going on from there. And, Shereé said that she's been dating, on Mr. Goodbar for a few months. She's been dating him for a few months and things of that nature. So I was like, okay, Shereé, you doing your thing with homeboy. Yep, Shereé's having a good time with Martell. They're trying to market some type of situation. They're definitely trying to market some situation. So we shall see what, Shereé's going to have in store with, you know, the man with all these kids. And then Kenya Moore and the rest of the ladies jumped in and you know, was talking about, what about Martell? Well, how's the relationship and how did this happen? And why would, and she was asked this question, why would you date a man that treated his wife so bad? And then Blase in the third, why would you go after him? And they was like, isn't that a red flag, Shereé? Why would you choose somebody that has that type of reputation? Then Kenya Moore jumped in and said, yep, he cheated on, you know, Mel multiple times. And then the last time he cheated on her with this lady for a long time and then had a baby with her and everything. And so Shereé said that she don't really worry about that. She don't really get into all that. That's not really, you know, her thing right now. She's just having fun. And basically she's taking him as he is. Andy asked her, what does Martell do? And Shereé said, oh, he's on another show. He sells wine and he's in real estate. Okay. Did he get his builder's license? Somebody said he did. Okay. So, you know, Shereé said that she, you know, she's just dating. And basically she don't care about his baby mama. She don't care about Mel. She don't care about his past or anything else like that. Or what he's doing, what he's currently doing, currently arguing with his baby mama. 1 minute he's arguing with her, the next minute they're kumbaya, and then he's on the internet tearing down Mel, then Mel's tearing him down. They're going back and forth. And Shereé said that she don't care. She's just having fun. She's just getting her some nook, some good, some DD, and some promotion. Okay? I was like, Lord, what y'all think about this situation? Crazy. I know. Yes, CC, she better be listening to. Yep. I can't believe I can't even remember that. Todd told Kandi that she don't look good with a bonnet on. Kandi went ham on Marlo. Yes, she did. She started yelling and then Marlo was like, I don't know. Marlo is a liar, Tia. Marlo said that Kandi didn't get her job. But she didn't want to sign that contract. So now we know why she didn't sign. Before, you know, it was like, oh, she didn't want to do it. She had some issues. She didn't want to show her life. You know, it didn't make sense right now. So now Marlo didn't want to do the show because of the contract. She didn't like the money. Yes, that's true, Tia. Marlo reads don't hit. Kandi is worldwide and producing. I know. When she said, you don't produce nothing, Kandi. Like, girl, Marlo don't help nobody. And she talks about people helping, how much you help donate. She ain't nothing. Marlo tried to deny speaking on Mark this year. If it had been anyone else, they would have ran it back. Yep, they didn't. Everything that when it comes to Marlo and Kenya, they won't run it back. You know, at the birthday party that Drew and Shereé threw, they didn't even run back. They only showed that Kenya, you know, cussing out, you know, Marlo or shading Marlo. They didn't say any. They didn't show anything about Marlo because at the beginning of the show, Marlo told Andy that, you know, I hit below the belt this season. I'm going to apologize and blah blah blah. And she's like his pet right now. Never thought I'll see the day, but it is what it is. She's been around long enough, you know. So that's definitely the situation that is going on. So in any event, we get back to Drew and we get to Drew Sidora and we get on their friendship. What happened between Drew Sidora and friendship? That was the question that was asked. How did it happen? How did it turn around? Can the relationship come back? Drew, and you know, and things of that nature. And you know, Sonia basically said, you know, she has good energy with all the girls on the cast. She keeps in contact with everybody else. The only person that she don't talk to is Drew. And Sonya says she do not talk to Drew or have a relationship with Drew or anything of that nature. Drew said, weren't we trying to build a relationship? Didn't you come to my mother's birthday party, her 76th birthday party? Didn't I introduce you to people? And then Marlo said, let's be clear, who did you introduce her to? And it was Shamia. So basically they're saying Shamia is nobody to be, you know, introduced to. Most that's what Marlo and Sonya are saying, that Shamia ain't ish. She ain't popping. And we already know Marlo's beefing with Portia. So, or she got an issue with Portia, another hater You know, she just be hating. But we understand why she hates. Her life was totally messed up. She don't know about connection and having friends. She just knows about throwing somebody away and then picking them back up, throwing them away and picking them back up, because that's how her life went. So, you know, she needs to go get help. It's not an excuse, but we can understand. Like, sometimes you be wondering, like, why this person like this? Why? Now we know. But also she's using it as a crutch as well, because she could do better. Definitely can. She could think about, when I say this, is that going to hurt somebody? Because that would hurt me if someone said this to me. So she don't even check herself before she says anything. But in any event, so we get to, you know, Drew and Sonia. Sonia basically saying that Drew was milking the whole situation. She's playing victim, you know, and all this other stuff. And she said that, yes, you know, that Drew's not telling the whole story, that Drew's a liar, that when she went to go up there to talk to Drew, she told Drew that, you know what, Kenya might say something to you, because I was telling Kenya how I felt about the situation and telling her this and that. And Drew said, no, that conversation did not happen. That girl didn't, you know, caught me off guard. And then so Sonia is basically saying, girl, you lying, you know, because I told you what I told you. And Drew said, no, that's not the case. That's not what happened. You said, well, we're going to talk. And then Sonia said that now she was blindsided by Drew Sidora, because Drew Sidora brought up the conversation, or saying that she was shocked that, you know, Sonia was saying anything about her. She didn't know Sonia felt this way. This is just like clearly out of nowhere. And so Sonia is saying that she felt blindsided. Drew was saying that she felt blindsided. Now Sonia says she felt blindsided because she didn't know that Drew was going to say all this. Drew doesn't have anybody really supporting her, got her back like that, or going to stick up for her. Kandi has stuck up for her, you know, at the table when it came to Marlo. And that's when Kandi and Marlo got into their whole thing, you know, in Jamaica. So in any event, so do you guys think that Drew Sidora is telling the truth, or do you think Sonia is telling the truth? Because Sonia is basically saying that she was caught off guard by Drew, and Drew knew how she felt, and Drew said, no, that's not the case. I did not know. She said we was going to talk. So who's lying and who's telling the truth? Hey, Latavia, what's going on? Shereé was trying to be funny with Marlo. Kandi, more known than yes, she is. Facts. Sonia is fake. I hope she feels that same for Kenya. She said your husband was aggressive. Marlo needs therapy. Kenya gonna eat her alive. Kenya said she's really didn't, you know, come out here reading like that, you know, and it seems like she's taking a laid back road this particular reunion. Do better by keeping others out her mouth. Who lying? There's no proof, you know. And so, you know, Drew said that there was cameras in there, and then and Sonia was like, well, your husband was there, your hairstylist was there. Drew was about to say you were there getting your free makeup done, which you never paid for. So Drew didn't get paid from, you know, homegirl Sonia, and she didn't get paid from Shereé. So they just Sonia was acting she was fighting Drew, or some episodes. Drew never did anything that bad to Marlo. No. So basically, you know, they both lying, child. They both lying. So in any event, moving on from that situation, Sonia said when I first met Drew, she was funny, she was jovial, like, you know, and then Drew was telling me that she wanted to change, she wanted to be a better person. People think that she's always involved in altercations, she's always arguing with people. So Sonia is basically saying, you know, Drew would tell me these things off camera, then on camera she would act a certain way, the way she came for Shereé, the way she did this, the way she did that. And I thought when she was going to talk to Kenya, when Kenya would tell her what I said or whatever happened, that Drew was basically going to say, oh my God, how can I change? This is how people think I am. So basically Sonya felt like she was going to use Kenya to confront Drew, and Drew was going to say, oh my God, you think I'm like this? Oh, I'm going to change. So basically, from what I'm getting from Sonya, she feels like when Kenya approached Drew, Drew was going to break down and be like, oh my God, this is how you guys view me. This is how you see me. I need to change. And she said, since Drew didn't respond like that, or Drew didn't say that, I just knew that I was just, that she can't be helped, or she's just, she can't get with her. So Sonya wanted her to, act in a certain way. She thought that Drew was going to, basically bow down and be all like, oh my God, it's my fault, whatever. And so since that did not happen, because Sonya thinks people should bow down to her when she thinks less of them, okay, she realized that Drew was not the it girl on the show. She already knew Drew wasn't the it girl. Drew was just a stepping stone. Drew was doing fitness, Sonya's doing fitness, and it was easy to step on Drew because Drew really wasn't going to have anybody support her or call Sonya out for her negative ass behavior and being disrespectful and shady. Shereé didn't like it when she got disinvited to Sonya's I Fit situation. So they go back and forth. Sonya said, I was blindsided on the couch, and Drew said, no, you're not, you're lying. And Blase the third, they didn't really get anything solved. They didn't really, so basically I get from Sonya the reason why that she's upset with Drew, because Drew got into altercation with people. Drew ran her mouth, and she thought that Drew was fake, and she thought that Drew wanted to be this nice, innocent person on camera, but she would continue to have this behavior. Well, Sonya, you haven't been nice and innocent on camera. Your husband's sitting here yelling at women, yelling at Kenya, yelling at, the other ladies at the table, Shereé. He did not apologize for his behavior. You did not apologize for your behavior. And then after that negative, behavior of being intimidating and being aggressive towards a woman that everybody was sitting, they wasn't calling anybody any names or disrespectful. Kenya doesn't have a violent record on her. She don't have none of that. So there was no reason for your husband to act ignorant like he did. And then on top of that, before you leave Jamaica, you're gonna try to confront Kenya, basically saying, "What's up, Kenya?" And then your behavior became aggressive with Kenya, and Kenya could not express to anybody how she felt about the situation. She did with Shereé. Shereé threw it under the carpet and was like, "Oh no, that's not the case. I don't think so." When you think Shereé will be, more inclined to to actually see where Kenya is coming from, because she said Bob abused her. She's been in an abusive relationship, and also when it comes to Kenya, she's been in an abusive relationship more than once. She had an abusive childhood with somebody when she ran away from home, and then on top of that, Mark Daly, and then Matt, and then whoever else that was in the picture. And so your husband being that aggressive, in the background of the ladies, because you did your research, because you was on the OWN network, and now you're over here on the Bravo network. So your husband should have told him one thing: don't be yelling, don't be screaming at the ladies, but you feel it's okay, just like your mother feel like screaming at the other people is okay. Y'all think that your ruthless behavior is okay, and yes, you're unladylike, and you don't have coof, and you're basically rough around the edges, okay? So whatever. And so, so you got that whole situation. And so Sonya's basically saying like, Sonya, what do you think about Marlo actually agreeing with Drew when they called you a couch chaser? She said, well, Marlo didn't know me yet, but now Marlo knows me, and so it's all good. She didn't know me before. But yeah, Marlo done said some horrible things to Kenya, chased her around the house. You didn't see anything wrong with Marlo's behavior. You didn't see anything wrong with Marlo's behavior, the way she talked to Kandi. You didn't see anything wrong with Candy's behavior, the way that she talked to Marlo. So therefore, basically, you just don't like Drew, and just say that. Stop trying to use her behavior. Stop trying to use little incidents when everybody had worse incidents than Drew. Just say you don't rock with Drew. You don't like Drew. You a liar. You can't tell the truth. If it hit you in the face and punched you in your face, you couldn't see the truth and you wouldn't know the truth. So therefore, incline, Drew's a liar, but you are lying over Drew, and you outlie Drew, so Drew's telling the truth. bounce. So that's my that's my theory. Okay, guys, that's my theory that she's a liar. So in any event, you know, Sonia responds, "Oh, I just got along with the ladies well. Drew only has 554,000, followers. She was invited. So, of course, and then Marlo said, yeah, it's a good idea. Why would you not call Kandi? Why would you not call Kenya? It makes no sense. They have the most followers. It's business. Marlo felt a certain type of way because she wasn't the one with the followers and the people support, but she basically understood that she was hustling, and they are one and the mother effing same. Okay, they just have different childhoods. Okay, so that's the whole situation between these two. So Marlo and Sonia, boom, bada bing. It is what it is, and we know that it makes no sense for her not to call Kenya and Kandi the highest followed people on the show, and this particular, Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise don't make no sense. And then Sonia, basically, she started crying and saying, like, you don't understand Drew, and then they pass her tissue, and Drew is like, I just see tears. It was like, oh, well, she's crying. And then Andy said to Drew, she's not a trained actor. So Andy threw shade at Drew, basically saying that she's really crying. You are actor and you're a trained actor, because now you have Sonia basically saying that Drew is fake. You know what I mean? You don't know when it's gonna be the real Drew. When is Drew gonna actually just wear her real stuff and take the mask off? That's what she's saying about Drew. And then Andy co-signs and basically saying that Sonia's not a trained actor, so he's throwing shade. So we already know throwing shade. Girl, Drew can't catch a break. As long as she get another check and she's on the show, she can't catch a break. And Shereé basically believes that Drew is lying. Like, child, this is a whole lot of mess going on, for real, for real. Marlo cuts deep. She cuts real deep. She cuts very deep. Very deep. Very deep. Yep, she cuts very deep. And then Marlo, we get to Marlo's situation about her mom. Then we learn all these tragic things that Marlo went through. She went from one foster home to the next foster home. She ran away when she was 10 years old because her mother beat her so bad. So she ran away, and her brother was really mad at her because she left. And then Marlo basically went from one home, and she was adopted. Then they told her she went to a Jamaican family and the guy was abusive. Then she went to another home. She really liked the home, and then they sent her away. Then she went to another home, and it was a big beautiful house, and the other daughter got upset because she felt like she wasn't getting any attention, so the mother sent her away. And then Marlo was basically telling people that her foster mother was very strict. The foster mother basically didn't like Marlo running her mouth, and basically they told Marlo that she had to go back home. Okay, she had to go back to the facility. And so Marlo said, I am an iconic ex-con. So Marlo says I am a iconic ex-con. So she's playing off of what Kenya said about her. And Marlo says, that, she's sitting next to millionaires. She's sitting next to moguls like Kandi, Shereé, the OG from the beginning. You got the runner, the gymnast, you got the singer, actor, and Andy. And she said, basically, Kandi, you don't understand. Your brother, your god brother, Anthony, he was there for me. He seen what my mom did to me. And all the girls said they didn't know how deep her story was and this and that. And then Anthony was like, that must have been like 14 years ago. She was like, yeah. And so, Marlo's basically telling her story, being unwanted, and sometimes she just wants to be wanted. She wants the lady to, accept her. She just wants them to be nice to her and show us some love and show us some kindness. And it means a lot to her to have the ladies. She's really talking about Kenya. We really have the ladies, this and that. She wants Kenya to take her, eat her shit, and put up with her, disrespecting her, making fun of her, talking about Mark, talking about anybody that she can talk about. And then she wants to say, turn around, come on, let's eat some crabs together. Let's eat some lobster. Let's go have a drink. After she done dogged you all on national TV and shame you for who you are, she gonna call you and say, let's get up and eat. And so in any event, Marlo's talking about all this other stuff. And she says, the big deal to have you guys like me. It's a big deal for this. And Marlo said, you know, it was brought up that Marlo said that people accused me of being an ex-con, being a prostitute, being a whore, and there's no proof where I sucked this and I sucked that and I did this and blase and a third. And then Andy said it felt like you and Kenya was so close that you guys really had something going on. And Kenya was like, you know, don't say best friends. That don't even use that. Like, I wouldn't say best friend. It started off that Kenya and Marlo was not seeing eye to eye anyway. It just gradually got worse. And so in any event, Andy is saying, well, girl, Marlo was hugging on you and she was giving you confidence when things were going on with Mark. She was empowering you, like, Lord, at that time Kenya had to, eat, she just took that from Marlo, but she knew it wasn't genuine because then, and then, and Marlo said that when I was talking about Mark and New York, I didn't say anything bad about Mark in New York. I didn't say anything bad in New York, anything else. I was comforting you. Marlo says that she has issues and with herself and relationships and things of that nature. And basically, Kenya is calling out Marlo to being fake about the situation. Like, she turned around and she shamed me. She basically tell me that this guy is bad and she's going to support me, but saying that I'm not special to Mark and Mark doesn't feel that way about me. You ain't number one in his life. You think that blah, blah, blah. So she was basically saying Mark don't feel that way about you. And what about that divorce? This divorce is taking forever. She been crying about that divorce with this guy and trying to get sympathy forever. Marlo said that this season about Kenya, the longest divorce ever. So it was just all types of disrespect. And so Kenya was like, Kenya couldn't even get a chance to rebuttal because this was just basically little things that Kenya was able to get in because it went back to Marlo's sob story. And Andy said, Marlo, how was it for you? How is intimacy? How's relationship? How's your sex relationship with men? And Marlo basically gave us a little bit of, she might have been, a victim of molestation or something of that nature, because she said that she wasn't going to, she said she's dealt with a lot of things. She's seen a lot of dark things. Think about it, being 10 years old, going from here and there. There's a lot of things I had to fight off, and not having this and blah, blah, blah. So that's it. That's the whole situation with Marlo. Marlo went in and she just said everything was worse. It was terrible. And she's just looking for some support. So maybe they're going to come with her storyline of what actually happened. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. If I was Kenya, I would never be friends with Marlo again. That's Tia, Robin Walker. And Kenya was correct. Friendship was a little far-fetched. Facts. It's a difference between empowering somebody than when you are not friends with them, you would tear them down. So that means you was never a friend, a real friend to somebody. Facts. Robin Walker. That's why I said what I said. Besides, she shouldn't carry it like she does. Tia, Marlo, you got to be nice to people too. She wants everyone to be nice to her. It doesn't work that way. Why treat people the way you want them to treat you? Miss T, Marlo should have told this sad fishing story during the season. I don't know why she didn't tell this story. So that's why Andy got her next to him, because she's opening about all this, Folks love to hear a horrible story that a black woman went through, especially when there's abuse in there, especially if it's physical. I have been through everything Marlo been through, and I will be the most honest, understanding person on the stage. Facts. Yep. You don't have to wear your heart on your sleeve. Lots of people have trauma in their youth up until adulthood, but it doesn't give you the right to carry that chip she carries and expect people to deal with it. Drew gets her every season, physical and the ladies. I know, Miss T, all day, every day. I mean, cry wolf. Yes, cry wolf. Marlo is mean girl. She can talk about everybody. She definitely cuts deep, but when somebody talks about her, she tries to play victim. Pride Wolf tried to tell her sad story, Lord. Yeah, they try to make her, the it factor. Andy was mistreating Drew all night. You know he was. He wouldn't let Drew say. He was just like pointing out everything that was wrong with the child. And Sonya did no wrong in the situation. Marlo cuts deep. She definitely does. Sonya is being a butt kisser. She wants to be a part of the cool girls, the popular girls. That's why she's kissing Marlo and Shereé behind, baby. Lord have mercy. The one that don't pay bill and the other one that cuts your throat when you ain't looking. Sonya got all this money, so why do everybody live in the same house? Because it's a lie. It's a lie. Matt was nuts. Yes, he was. Sonya dress was ugly, and her husband needs to grow up ASAP. Yeah, facts. I remember Shereé was talking about Drew's hair when she had a lot of bad hair moments. She by Shereé. Drew hasn't talked about Drop It with Drew since the fake boot camp because they got on her. Yeah, they got on her and took that. Shereé's talking about she's fitness, you know what I mean? And now you got Sonya doing I fit, so Drew's gonna have to come up with a new thing. But Shereé, we know Shereé wasn't even about the fashion. She basically said she was too busy raising her kids. Her kids been grown for a few years now. She still didn't come out with nothing. She didn't even come prepared to the Real Housewives this season to show that she got this on and popping. And Andy's acting like this is the best thing ever. He asked her, when is the website going to be released? Shereé basically says on the season finale, and it wasn't even up, and it's barely even up now. There's really nothing on there that you could really buy. There are things that you can buy, but you don't have a plethora of things that you can actually purchase when it comes to clothes items. You know what I mean? When it comes to clothes items, it's really not a plethora of things that you can buy. None of the stuff that she had on the fashion show, maybe these one pants, everything that she had at the fashion show wasn't there. So the person that actually sketched the idea and was stitching the clothes, he's not letting Shereé use any of it on her website. That's what it looked like. Yeah, excuse me a moment. I had to, cough. Yeah, I think it's all the same thing. So, maybe she'll get it together. Somebody will invest. But, she better be satisfied with whatever product you giving her, because she going to have an issue if she don't like it. Yes, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming through. I'm going to sign off because, I don't feel good. But thank you guys so much for coming through. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'm going to stick with Amazon. Yes, she did. Her son doing all the modeling for the website. Him and that girl. Him and the girl, him and the girl that I think was at the fashion show. She was, she was one of the models in the show. See right here. joggers. It's on joggers, right? So joggers, this is what you get. Excuse me. Go to the next page. Did my same pants on the other 2 pages. This is under joggers, so you guys can see. It's not a website that I would be used to. I hope she got her grandkids some clothes up there. Her grandbaby. This is page 3. So it's only 3 pages. Okay, so let's go to hoodies. This is hoodies. It's like everything's on the same page. So we'll take off hoodies. We'll go to leggings. Leggings. That's it. Tops. 0 for tops. Let's go to bottoms. Let me take these off just to make sure. Okay, bottoms. Same thing on every page. These are the same thing. They don't have any other unavailable, extra large, unavailable. So maybe people buying the stuff. That's why. Let's see. XX large. Oh, they have that. They only have one color. You can order rewards and points, y'all. Yeah, so that's pretty much. I got Cairo. Let's see. Alright, so that's pretty much it. It's really nothing. Let me see. So we didn't do fitness. Let's do fitness. See, everything has basically, under fitness is the same outfits. Maybe she's getting there. Let's see. About Us. Okay, can you see? All right. Okay, so okay, this is the return policy. We do not offer refunds on our products. However, if you are unsatisfied with the purchase, please contact us via email at contact blah 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 within 7 days of receiving your order, and we will provide you store credit and exchange for your return. So you got to return the stuff to get a store credit. You know that usually happens. Um, Returning shipping at buyer's expense. So if you return shipping, it's at your expense. The following is a list of items that are ineligible for return: items that are open or used, items that have been returned before, items that have been customized or personalized. So items that have been returned before. So if you get an item back and you return it again, and they send you another item back and you return it again, it's a possibility. Hey, so basically the items must be new, never worn, unaltered, tags attached, and free of any fragrance or smell. Specially orders, limit edition items, and sold items cannot be returned and or final sales, no exceptions. So basically, and sell items that are on sale cannot be returned and or final sales, no exceptions. So if it's final, it's final. So basically, you better not come in there with anything that's been worn or altered, tags attached, and free of all fragrance or smell. Special orders, limited edition items, and sell items cannot be returned and are final sale, no exceptions. So if it's final, if it's special orders, if it's limited edition items, and items that are on sale cannot be returned, no exceptions. Okay, that's what she's saying to your child. Let me see. No, nobody wants store credit at all. Yo, now can you hear me? So hopefully that's the case, and hopefully, we'll see Shereé returns back, and she'll have her website with a plethora of clothes, all types of stuff, different colors, all shades, colors, unless you just want it to be the black, the white, the gray, and, cream color outfits. But 14 years too late. Lord have mercy, Norris Tony. Lord. So in any event, good night, peace and love to each and every one of y'all. We live on YouTube, we live on Twitter, we're live on another YouTube channel, and we're also live on Twitch as well. Thank you guys so much for coming through. Peace and love. And thank you guys so much. Thank you.